104.7 KDUK. We got Vance Lowe in studio, and I wanted to talk to you about
Vance Lowe.
Vance Lowe.
Not
What did I
Tovo.
do?
That's Tovo
Vance
and Vance
Joy.
That's amazing. That's a new thing. Talking about collaborations, that's
I guess
Vance Lowe and Vance Joy
What?
and Tovlo, Vance Lowe.
we were talking about writing in Riptide. We had people calling in, wanted to know about they loved the song. And you were talking about the whole writing, kind of the writing thing for you. That's a song that you wrote a couple of years ago. You started, and then you kind of shelved it. What happened? Did it need time, or did you need time?
I think the songs need time. I think the song is living its own, kind of living there, just on a shelf, waiting for me to come and grab it again. And I need to, I guess, my brain needs to, I don't know, find the connections. So I wrote a chorus 4 years after I wrote the first, or 3 or 4 years after I wrote the first couple of lines, and then because I had this melody, I was like, oh, that's the same chords as those 2 lines I wrote back in 2008, and like we were saying, I feel it's like that's, I guess, the best you can get to the feeling of working with a band with other people, because it's like, oh, I'm working with myself 4 years ago. It's kind of that collaboration is happening. Often my songs will take time to happen, because it's like a song, a part that I wrote 3 years before, and I wrote this then, and a few months ago I wrote this, and then they all kind of get stuck together. But the connections take time.
Is it going to be? You go on the road with Taylor Swift? I mean, are you able to write in the hotel, in the shower, out at the beach? I mean, do you have to have like the intimate setting, or can you write pretty much anywhere?
I think you can write pretty much anywhere, but I think I write little bits and pieces. Like often it's like it feels really like chipping away at a song. It's like, oh, this little bit more, and you work it up like you're sculpting something. It takes ages, but so those little bits can happen in hotel rooms or in sound check, and yeah, like I say, the connections. That's the stuff that takes time.
Michelle Pfeiffer. You get asked about Michelle Pfeiffer, the reference in the song. Is there something that you're like so tired of answering? If you could take one question that the media is asking over and over, what would it be? Is there one that's kind of bugging at this point, or?
I think like really it's all fine. Like the questions never really bother me. It's like it's all stuff that I think that if I was in the position of the interviewer, I'd want to know that stuff. So
Sure.
Yeah. It's
so you can kind of understand.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah.
What's your relationship right now with Taylor Swift?
We actually met Taylor in New York. She was doing the sound check for the Letterman show in that big week of all the promo she was doing for her album, and I came and visited, and she came and said hello, and she was super lovely. I met her band, and she was just like, I'm really excited to have you on tour, and I was like, well, yeah, I mean, this is crazy for me, and thank you so much. And yeah, so that's what we've got.
At this point, how does one find out they're going on the road for Taylor? Does your agent come in and say, you got like the ultimate gig, or I mean, do they talk to you personally and see if you want to do it? I mean, how does that work?
I got a call. My manager called me and he said, hey, like this is not locked in. It's a possibility. How do you feel about maybe going on the road with Taylor Swift? And I was like, yeah, I'm excited. I want to do this, but also I don't want to get too excited, because if it doesn't come through, I'm going to be feel like, oh, that thing, so close but didn't happen. So you kind of try and keep your expectations under control, and then once it was locked in, I was like, all right, can have a champagne now.
That's awesome. I mean, you sit there. I'm looking at your where you're playing, and you're playing. I think on the tour, you're playing Sydney, Australia, and then the next gig is Bossier City, Louisiana. So you're going to be playing all over the world in different venues. Does that? I mean, you're looking at some of your performances and you here in the studio, you've got a very intimate, I think, relationship with the people that come. Is it going to be different? I mean, are you going to have to change anything in these big, huge venues, big stadiums?
Yeah, totally. I think that yeah, it's a really nice thing about playing just yourself and your guitar and yourself and your ukulele, that you just you're quite. I guess there's that ability to be very intimate and to engage really closely with the audience. I think that can still happen on a big scale. I saw some of Taylor's show, and it's spectacular, and it's a huge deal, but you can also reduce it to a very small moment, and there's that communication that goes on. I think I'm just going to have to learn on the job. Like in all the things that I felt like musically, it's always been like, all right, let's get up there and we'll learn on the job.
Amanda, do you have a question for?
You're covering it all basically. I wanted to ask about Taylor Swift too, but because I'm a huge Taylor fangirl, are you a Taylor fanboy?
I am actually. Yeah, I definitely am. Yeah.
So what's your favorite track of 1989?
Oh, okay. There's a lot of great tracks actually. I like Out of the Woods. Blank Space is really, really great. Great film clip. Shake It Off. Yeah. So they're the ones that I'm over at the moment.
Do you think there's a possible Taylor Swift Vance Joy collaboration in the future? You're gonna be on tour for quite a long time. Is that something you're already cooking up in your head?
Yeah. I guess when you're dreaming, it's like you almost want to just keep an open mind. Like if anything like that ever happened, I'd be like so excited. But when you dream of something, it's like as soon as I've dreamed of it, is it going to actually happen, or have I ruined the possibility of it happening? So I just kind of don't want to go too far in that. I don't want to create this perfect picture yet. I just want to be like, okay, whatever happens is good.
I mean, you already reached a crazy point by going on tour with her, but how'd you feel when you found out she covered Riptide?
That was amazing. My manager, Rach, she had a phone. She was playing the cover, and I was like, this sounds really good. Like, this is legit. Who's this? And she's like, who? And revealed it, and it was Taylor. And I thought that was a really amazing, kind of moving performance. So yeah, I was super flattered by that.
Do you want to do another
jam?
Yeah.